Yo, what's going on, everybody? Cuffing it up, coming at you guys with another one. Hopefully, everybody's okay out there, man. Been a rough market, man. Up and down, up and down, up and down. So, got my boy Grind Time, bam, in the building, man. How you doing, Grind?
What's happening?
Nothing
How was your weekend? How was your weekend?
It was pretty good, man. Pretty good, man. Can't complain, man. Got to relax, kind of. I don't know. When you're engaging on X, I don't know if that's really relaxing or just getting to sit down for a second. So, yeah.
I hope everybody out there listening had a good weekend. Happy St. Patty's Day, too. Everybody out there drinking, eating. Y'all be safe.
Most definitely. I know most people choose St. Patrick's Day to get chocolate wasted, for lack of better words out there. So be careful. Definitely, if you guys are traveling out there, it gets wild on St. Patrick's Day, especially downtown Chicago. Downtown Chicago is lit on the St. Patrick's Day, like lit, like every single time, like mobs and mobs of people. So, stay safe out there.
They do the same thing like they do everywhere with the rivers and shit over here in like Tampa. They dye that shit green and get the waters green for the festives.
Yeah, I think they do something similar over here too. But yeah, man, it's St. Patrick's Day and somewhat of a green day. I wouldn't really call it. It's like a super bullish day. I would say we're trying to get some confirmations in there, I feel like, to try to maintain some zones. So hopefully we do maintain, but just jumping straight into it, man. And also, before I jump into it, man, we do have a few people in here. I appreciate it if you guys could hit that like button for me if you can, retweet and or subscribe so you guys can actually get notifications when we actually go live, because we will be going live frequently and consistently and trying to get some information out to you guys. So definitely something that I wanted to get out there. So definitely hit that like button, tell a friend, let's get some more people in here. Let them know we're going to be doing these streams consistently. I know it's been a while since I've consistently done some streams, so people may be shocked that I'm actually coming back on as much as I'm coming back on. But yeah, just chill, relax, get some popcorn, and let's learn this market and make some money this bull run, because we're definitely going to be positioning people to make money. We're going to hopefully teach people how to utilize some different indicators and some things like that. We'll have some in-depth things that I'll probably be doing in like Discord or something like that. Or I also am thinking about next week kicking off at least one or two different trading streams for you guys. So I'll mention it later when some more people pop in too. But so if you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, what I'll do is I'll go in, I'll make subscriber only live stream, and then I'll do some live trading. And then you guys can kind of chime in, ask different questions about indicators, why I chose to get into certain projects, why I refuse to get into certain projects. I can identify some rug signals to you guys that are actually getting interested in getting into DeFi and stuff like that. So if you guys want to dive further into just the DeFi world and not really just solely invest into those blue chips and such like that and alts, get into some of those micro caps, definitely will be doing that, doing some DJing. So if you guys are interested in anything like that, definitely tune in for those streams. And if you have not, go ahead and become one of those subscribers, man. Join the team for the YouTube, man, because I will be doing some subscriber only live streams. So looking at the market right now, so global market cap is sitting right now at 2.8 trillion. So we've been teeter-tottering between, like, I think 3 trillion and let's just say about like 2.6 or so. So once we hit about 2.6, that's when we kind of rocketed it back to the upside. So bam, let's go ahead and check out our global market cap and the positionings that we're at right now. Just step by step, before I even really dig into the chart, I do want to keep identifying this indicator to you guys so that you guys can kind of get familiar with it and kind of understand. Let me full screen for 2 seconds. So you guys can get familiar with this indicator and kind of understand what this indicator is trying to tell you. So this is not just utilized for like the global market cap. You can use this for other cryptocurrencies also. This is to actually determine if there is smart money inside of the market and how much smart money is in the market versus the retail money. So right now, currently, we're in a situation to where if you look on the month chart, we've had some really good spikes as far as volume. And you can see what is this, Friday, March 1st. So That's the start of that one. So March was a really good one. Let's see. We had another spike in November, then we just had one in January. So you can see that from this point right here, the smart money has been dissipating and leaving the market. So a lot of people are paying attention to that factor and essentially panicking because they don't know if the market's going to continue to go down. We keep seeming like we want to be bullish, but we keep consolidating around the same ranges. So this right here, as you can see, we're like slowly losing more and more smart money out of the market. And I'll look at this on a different time frame too, and you can see also that we're getting closer to wanting to collide on this MACD also. So this is really our momentum judge, and as of right now, there's not too much buying pressure. Is really neutral more than anything else, even with the volume and the spurt of volume that we actually had in the market today. It's still only neutral, especially on the month time frame. So we actually dive into the physical chart. Tells a little bit of a different story as far as what we have going on. Keep in mind, this candle for this month has not closed yet. We still got about 13, 14 days, if you want to count today as a day or not. So about 13, 14 days left in this candle for us to close either above or below this range. So nothing is really, I feel like, decided at this point. If you look on other time frames, it looks like it's trying to confirm. So if you go to the week, we pull this back out a little bit. Looks a little bit different as far as like what we're looking at spec wise. So we came down, bam, hit this level hard and tried to recuperate, went up, then ended up going back down and then hitting our uptrend line and then going back up to retest this support. Closed on the week candle to open above this, but once again we're still getting price action rejection around this range, which is telling us that we still have a little bit of resistance around this range. So there's multiple times that you'll see a cryptocurrency or even its global market cap hold a range or want to hold a range and then just not be able to do so. So a similarity will be right here when it went up and above this blue line right here. It came back, retested a few times, and then we ended up underneath it and having to retest again. So there's a possibility that we could, even with this volume trying to settle here and trying to settle at this point, it could still possibly come underneath this. Now, is it likely right now with the current sentiment when people saying that there's supposed to be a bunch of volume coming into the market this week? We shall see. We're gonna have to play it by ear, but everybody keeps saying that we're bullish, and we haven't really entered a bullish time in the market just yet after this downtrend that we've had. So it definitely is a lot, I feel like, going on right this second as far as like the global market cap and then everything that's going on. So anybody who's feeling like super comfortable right now at the position and the price that we're kind of sitting at right now for like Bitcoin, ETH, and some of the other alts, I definitely wouldn't feel too comfortable just because there's anything could go wrong at that point. We're looking at pretty much not getting any rate cuts this go round. We may get some rate cuts next go round. So that may factor into the kind of consolidation and the pumps of volume going into the chart and then kind of settling around this range. But I think more so this really points to larger entities buying into like Bitcoin and some even into Ethereum, Solana at these lower prices, allowing the price to go up a little bit and then allowing retail and then other people to kind of sell it back down so that they can get another good entry price without having to put all of that money into the market at the same time. But I know on that note, my boy Grind Time have an article queued up.
Yeah, that's a great great mention right there, because when you pull up that chart, you're seeing the smart money kind of teeter out or peter out a little bit. And what do you want to do when, as an investor? You want to, I usually try to follow the smart money, right? So we have this article right here where whales are actually accumulating ETH at these prices, and the smart money is the investors. They provide insight for us retail investors, right? Whales often access to advanced they often have access to advanced market analysis and resources, so it kind of helps them guide their decisions. So they kind of, I mean, have a little leg up on us, but when you're looking at that smart money chart or indicator that you utilize, it's a great way or tool to use while you're trading on the daily as well, because you could see what's coming in and out of the market and when it could be bullish. So I don't know what's your take on that, but I mean, like I said, at these prices, are you accumulating, or are you just kind of sitting on your hands?
Well, I mean, it depends on what type of investor you are. If you're an investor that can swing trade and scalp and do such like that and understand that there's still a lot of volatility in the market right now, then yeah, you know what I mean? Like I think that that's a thing that we could look at, you know what I mean? People could buy, take advantage of these volatile pumps to where we have some uptrends. You can make some good money if you have let's just say like 20, 30 Ethereum and it goes up 100, $200, you know what I mean, per Ethereum that you had. You made a few grand off of that trade right there, you know what I mean? You're able to exit, and then market goes back down to where it was previously, bounces off support, and you're able to make some more money. So if I was looking to do that, I would probably be accumulating at the lows, and then once we hit our lows, kind of let it go back up to where our natural resistance will be, and then it'll probably have a pull down from there, and then just keep trading like that. But if you're not like a scalper or like a heavy trader like that, I mean, you definitely can go different routes and just accumulate DCA. So if you were buying ETH at 3,000, I mean 1,800, 1,900 is a fire sale for you pretty much, especially if you believe in it. A lot of people have doubts about Ethereum right this second, but as the article just said, grind time pulled up, man. People are still buying it. People are buying the bottom. I don't think that Bored Apes are going anywhere. I don't think that CryptoPunks are going anywhere. There's a bunch of different collections, NFT wise, that are on Ethereum. They're not going anywhere. There's cryptocurrencies like Pepe, you know what I mean? Top meme coin runner that's on Ethereum. So I think that we're just having some turmoil because there's a lack of announcements on that blockchain. There's a lack of engagement and demand on that blockchain at the current time. But I think mostly if you're looking to just DCA, these are great times to where if you just don't know the charts, don't know how to map out support levels, to just buy lower levels that you feel like are suitable for you. You know what I mean? Like if you bought in at like I said, 3K, 1,800 is a perfect price for me. Like I'm looking for things cheaper that I want to accumulate on at any given time, especially if I actually believe in a project. I don't see Ethereum going anywhere. Solana is another good investment also. I feel like that does really well just because all of the meme action and value that it gets on there. So it really depends on what you're investing into, I feel like. So
Yeah, and ETH is still number two, right behind the big boy. So yeah, they just don't have anything right now catapulted. But what, 2 months ago, ETH was pushing at what, 3K, over 3K. So it'll definitely bounce back.
yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's just some discussions of will we hit those all-time highs. There was quotes of ETH hitting 10K this bull run. With the lack of demand and the lack of volume that they have currently, lack of catalyst that they have for people to actually buy large amounts of Ethereum right this second, it's not looking like a $10,000 bull run for ETH.
No, and I was reading some articles as well regarding some analytics, even saying this was a week or two ago, could we see $1,000 ETH? And we're talking about going forward, but what about talking about going backwards? Could it reach 1,500, or could we see another $1,000? So
Yeah, and we're gonna dig into that probably next after this. But what we got going with the bubbles today? Looks like Bitcoin's trying to dominate. Biggest volume gainer right there. Yeah, if you're talking, you're muted.
there we go. So yeah, St. Patrick's Day. Look at all that green. It's it fits just right in, right? So Bitcoin 1.8% up, sitting at 83,947, 1.67 trillion market cap. We got XRP up 2.1. We were just discussing ETH. ETH's up 2.5%, 232.49 billion market cap. So market's looking a lot better than it did Saturday. I'll tell you that much. Going into the weekend, we were looking good, but then it kind of over the weekend kind of looked a little stagnant. But
Yeah,
everything,
bunch of red bubbles is what is what it was. It was just
yep.
red bubbles just everywhere.
Look at
Now we
even
got some
Pepe.
green.
Hey, check out Pepe. ETH's up 2.5%, and you were just discussing Pepe being on the ETH chain, and they're up
Mhm.
12.9% for the day, 26.9% for the week. So Pepe still, I mean, you can't fade the frog, right?
The Pepe's, the Bretts, the Mr. Migos, those tokens I feel like are still gonna have their day.
Yep.
Is their day going to be right this second? No, because everybody's looking for early entries so that they can get 100 to 1,000x right now. Everybody wants the gains right this second, and people view Pepe as kind of already on his moon mission. You know what I mean? We're already in the billions of market caps. People are really looking for volatile tokens that are in the hundreds of thousands of dollars of market cap or a couple million, you know what I mean, with potential to go to billions, because that's where you really make your money at. Most people looking to make money in swing trade and stuff like that are not immediately initially going towards like Pepe, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Even Trump's up, sitting at 1140 per token,
Yeah.
9.3% for the week. So
Yeah, I felt like $9-10 is probably going to be a local bottom for Trump. I just don't see Trump tanking like Melania did, you know what I mean, and just becoming change instead of the dollars that is actually worth right now currently. I just don't see that result coming from Trump. But I do see the result of them maintaining, them having volume spurts to where they go up and then come back down and then just have that consolidation to where they finally build up support in the range. And then as the market starts to correct itself, more volume will come into it, and then it will find a higher place to consolidate and essentially wait until Trump comes out with some more news for the token or news for the space as a whole. So I think that's when Trump's token really starts to fly, when we're really fully in like the bull run, because as of right now, there is not a damn catalyst to buy Trump token right this second, besides the fact that Trump is attached to it. But as of right now, Trump is not the most liked person in the world. I think we're gonna have to come back to that TV show in a few months
exactly,
and kind of see how everybody feels about it after he kind of tears everything down and then rebuilds it. Nobody likes to tear down, but everybody loves to rebuild when they get to reap the benefits of it.
exactly.
So we'll see how that pans out just as a whole. But let's go ahead and dive into the overall just market, man. So we're at hold on, let me start from this view first so we don't dive too far in. So we're at 84,200 for Bitcoin. As he stated, 2.3% up today, 6% up on a 7-day period. So this is actually bullish to see. I don't know if you guys remember from previous streams, but we were looking at ETH and Bitcoin, and the 7-day periods of time were all negative. So definitely looking good. Same for XRP. But we got 1938 for Ethereum, up 3%. It's only up 2.8% on the week because we have been fighting a real deficit on Ethereum. You know what I mean? Nobody thought that once Bitcoin hit an all-time high that we would be seeing what was considerably for a few months an all-time low for Ethereum. You know what I mean? We were trading nice and kind of consolidating, looking like we wanted to push forward, and then things just did not pan out. Volume started to transfer to these other blockchains. Interest left the blockchain, so things got really weird out of nowhere. So then we got XRP sitting at $2.35, 13%, 13.2% up on the week. So this is bullish right here. I still say that this is not out of the danger area of breaking into a dollar and some change. Just as Bitcoin really looks the best out of all of them. ETH looks like it's in trouble a little bit. XRP definitely could it's not doing bad, but it could utilize a bit more volume in its direction, but that'll have to come when the market turns though. So it really depends, man. Things are really up in the air at this point. 628 BNB up 4.4%, up 16.5% on the week. And this one just goes underneath the radar. And I think a lot of people just don't pay attention to BNB because there's so much action and announcements and catalysts on other blockchains. But this one just slowly goes up. It really goes down a minimal amount. And I don't think anybody really pays attention to that. I don't think they're going to pay attention to it until we get like a $1,500 to like $2,000 BNB. And then people will probably take heed to that one. But very interesting, just kind of watching that from afar. Solana is at $129 flat, which is interesting. 2.4% on the day and 8.3% on the week. So trying to move to the upside on a lot of these different tokens. We are supposed to have a bullish volume filled week like people are anticipating. We can get to some crazy numbers on this as far as that pump. I'm still not convinced as far as even with it pumping a significant amount this week, unless we push past specific resistance levels that we have and actually retest those levels so that we can actually know that we'll maintain those levels for a little bit and try to continue up. Dogecoin sitting at 17 cents, up 11.2. So yeah, just the overall market starting off on a Monday. This could be considered as bullish, but we still need some confirmation to kind of make sure we're still in a good spot. Pi network. So people were talking about Pi for a bit. I think it's still trending pretty heavy. Got a little bit of a downturn. The entire market is green. This was green while the entire market was red. So we might just be getting some of the selling pressure from it accumulating and going up as much as it did previously. So some of these tokens are going to be unlocking soon too. So I can definitely see some more selling pressure for this. So I don't know if this is really going to push up when tokens unlock. They really need more reasons to buy this token. So I just don't know how I'm feeling about that one. I'm going to reserve my opinion. Sui, $2.37, up 6.5% today. So it's really doing well today, and up 12% on the week. So not bad the fluke at all.
Hey, can you scroll back up, and I want to see what ton is like.
Oh yeah.
We saw that news. Where's that at?
Oh yeah.
With news with because it surged 24% the other day because the what was it? The Telegram founder, he returned home to Dubai, right? Because he got released from France with everything that was going on with him. So we saw a nice price surge with Toncoin or
yeah.
Toncoin.
And honestly, with this one, I almost forgot about that. I'm glad you brought it up. But this one right here was interesting to see, just that pump. Not only just the pump, but the maintain on this one. Like, look at it, it's still up 35% on the week. So it didn't just pump and then dump directly after. So they didn't buy the rumor and sell the news. They bought the rumor and held the rumor. So that's intriguing to me, especially only being on a 1 hour period down 0.5%, which looks like it might be just taking a little bit of profits and then going back up, because on a 24 hours up 0.6%, but 35% on the week. So they did have that spurt. People are holding the tokens they accumulated. Not a whole lot of volume push afterwards. So it was just some accumulations. Maybe some people know some things. Maybe there were some insiders that maybe had some news with that release that went along with it. But that definitely was some hot crypto news to kind of come through.
Yep.
Most definitely. So diving into the big dog first, man. So we're live with $83,793 right now on Bitcoin. This has been maintaining the best out of any of the cryptocurrencies that we have really been paying attention to. So let's zoom out. So let's start like we started with the global market cap. So like I said, we can get familiar with this indicator. So I would ask you guys what you guys are seeing here, but it's clearly evident that we are, regardless to us actually bouncing and going up, we are still at this point pretty much rapidly losing liquidity from smart money. So you see it rapidly came out of the market. This is probably where we had that downtrend at, and then this is where it's starting to push back up. It's slowly starting to move back up though. So that's the interesting part on Bitcoin. So if we hold this pattern as far as on the global market cap and keep pushing up as far as smart money for Bitcoin, then we could possibly see Bitcoin consolidate for a little bit and then push up. which at that point, I don't think that we're going to see the same results for Ethereum just because we don't have the same demand, the same volume, and the same pushover on that side. But on this side, it went from the smart money dissipating to smart money slowly like introducing more volume into the market, which also goes back to the narrative of us saying that pretty much retail is panicking right now. Retail doesn't know what's going on, but larger entities, larger investors are buying the fear in the market right now, which could be super bullish if this is still like a continued thing. Like we have pullbacks, but the smart money keeps buying the bottom of those pullbacks up. That's bullish. Yeah, it doesn't look the best for retail because retail probably keeps getting liquidated with thinking that the market's bullish and that it's moving up at that point. But for just the entire market as a whole, that means that they're accumulating. That means that there's going to be a market push soon. They're not just buying it just to buy it. So that's the good part, I feel like, about the smart money dissipating and then coming back in randomly to the market. Overall, looking at the indicators on our long term of a week time frame, we're still in a downtrend. So this is a lagging indicator. So this is more so showing this downtrend. So that's kind of what this is showing. This is showing, bam, we cross right here. This is where we had confirmation we're going down. Then as it spreads wider, you can kind of see that the downtrend gets a little bit more intense. So until this confirms and begins to attempt to try to cross, which you also will need to see this red candle go white so that we can be neutral and then flip to green. We need a bit more volume to come in on Bitcoin. So that's what kind of brings me to the concept of, as long as we have these downturns and then spurts of volume trying to keep this as the bottom, we'll continue upwards in this fashion. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No,
2 seconds. My son just popped up out of nowhere singing a nursery rhyme, and I just don't know.
can you switch? If you want to switch, I got an article.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah. So with Cuff stating, hold on, let me just see which tab that is. Okay. So as we've seen with Trump, wants U.S. to be fully all like crypto, the head of crypto. We see other countries following suit, but then again, South Korea is following Japan and Switzerland in regards to their Bitcoin reserve. So the global sentiment on Bitcoin, it's kind of divided, with economies such as Japan, South Korea, and Switzerland kind of exercising caution in its Bitcoin foreign exchange reserves. The central bank stated that it is not discussed or reviewed this possibility. So what can we see moving forward regarding other countries adopting the Bitcoin reserve and following suit with the USA and Trump? Only time will tell. I guess they're just kind of waiting it out and kind of getting a feel on how, possibly just sitting back and trying to see how the US is doing it as well. So the global sentiment on Bitcoin reserve, despite growing interest, Bitcoin reserve's global sentiment remains divided, like I said, and South Korea is, taking a cautious approach, mirroring that of Japan. So,
Sorry about that.
no, you're fine.
What up, baby fat? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And feel free, anybody else can comment also. It's an interactive stream. So hopefully everybody is enjoying the information, the charting, the articles and things that we got going on. So just trying to put you guys on game of what's going on in the market, but feel free to chat or to just say hello.
Yeah, so I was just, pulling up this article and letting them all know, as Trump wants to make US, the crypto capital, you have other countries that are semi-adapting, adopting to it,
Yeah.
with their own Bitcoin reserve, and South Korea is kind of following suit with Japan and Switzerland in regards to being taking the cautious route instead of going all in on it.
Yeah. Well, I think that a lot of countries are going to adopt it. So You see the difference between El Salvador adopting it and the U.S. adopting it, right? So El Salvador adopted it, everybody high fived, and then went on with life. The market
Yeah.
had like a little spurt of volume, and then that was it. You know what I mean? The U.S. Adapts it, creates a reserve, and multiple countries are now looking at adopting it. I'm pretty sure they were already looking at it financially, just as a benefit to their countries. But the push, I feel like, came from the U.S. adopting it and trying to move things forward. The last thing any other country wants to do is be behind someone else, you know what I mean, or less wealthy than someone else, especially if there's potential of gains there. And if the US is looking for that to kind of recuperate and rebuild, you know what I mean, you can definitely kind of think how much money they're thinking it is a possibility to be made within just cryptocurrency as a whole. So, and you can see that with Bitcoin. That Bitcoin is the front runner, the main cryptocurrency that everybody's paying attention to. It's the main one that everybody knows about. Everybody knows about Bitcoin. Now, you ask them about some of these other cryptocurrencies, they may not know so much. They may not know as much about Solana as they do about Bitcoin, or about Sui as they do Bitcoin. So that's why we're seeing this type of bounce, and Bitcoin's dominance is crazy right now inside of the market, because we don't have things like Ethereum competing with it right now, or BNB attempting to try to compete with it right now. There's just no competitors for Bitcoin right this second, with everybody kind of globally adopting it, which is super bullish for crypto, because that means that a lot of money is going to be pouring into the market. So, but what I was saying before I got ran off by my son there is that we are looking at a situation to where smart money's coming in and out of here. So on long and short time frames, if you look on a longer time frame, you can see we had spurts of it to where we kind of maxed out, and then now we're kind of at a level to where we're kind of maintaining, which kind of speaks to the consolidation possibly. Not saying that we could not break out of this and still come down, but as of right now, the form of this candle, the amount of volume that we get right this second is looking pretty bullish. It's looking pretty bullish for Bitcoin to consolidate, and to, once volume starts coming in as far as the smart money starting to pick back up, we should see a nice uptrend and a nice push, especially if we can keep this high of a price as a low. So we could definitely be looking at some good upside on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I feel like, will push a lot of different things in the market. Things will go up. Ethereum will possibly even go up a little bit. I just don't see large margins of money coming into Ethereum like that, especially not at its current state right this second. So you can see right here on the week, we're at a place to where we're almost like I wish they would put like a, well, there is a negative side, but they should really make the chart go down here. It's like negative smart money in the damn market for Ethereum right this second, besides some of the whales that bought it. The last thing and the scariest thing for a cryptocurrency you can see is retail trying to hold the damn market up, especially for a larger market cap token. If retail is the largest amount of money in the market, run. You know what I mean? There's no smart money. Like, just look at the, like, just for comparisons. So just so we can understand each other. So smart money in the market right here. See, as I go up and down, make sure you pay attention to where this white line is going straight up and down, so you can see which bar I'm stopping at on this. So you guys see where I'm indicating. But bam, you see instantly no smart money. Bam, smart money. Big God candle, right? Still smart money in the market. Not a whole lot, but consolidation around the range. Bam, more smart money in the market. Bam, more smart money in the market. Bam, more smart money in the market. And actually the top amount of smart money in the market. All right, now we're going down a little bit, starts to dissipate. You see that pullback, and as the smart money pulls back, so does the market. But retail, let's follow retail. So, all right, so it's a little bit of smart money in the market right here, right? All right, retail's taking over. Bam. Do you guys see the difference? I know you can see the difference, Grind. Like, do you see how that lines up?
Mm-hmm.
Like, as soon as retail tries to be old big back Susie and put the world on his back and kind of keep trying to go, retail kicks in. Bam. Retail's got it. Wait a minute. Retail still got it. Wait a minute. You know what I mean? So it's just like shit. So like this whole segment where retail is holding the market, small spurts of smart money getting in, probably just buying these lows, because that's what smart money does. It buys the bottom and it waits to be able to take profits at the top. So smart money came in, bam, a few times, bam, 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 bam. Smart money, just grabbing little chunks, allowing retail to panic and try to hold the market up and break their back. Then you know what I mean, part of retail probably sold in a panic, which is why we have this downtrend right here. You know what I mean? And then bam, smart money comes back into the market. Bam, God candle. Bam, more smart money, more smart money, more smart money. You know what I mean? Just to get the concept of it. I think XRP is the star of the bull run. We'll see if they can get some reserves built up for XRP. I think XRP does really well, but a lot of people are trying to push this $5 to $10 narrative right now when we're really closer to going to $1 right this second with the sentiment of the market. It really depends on if Bitcoin can put the rest of the crypto market on its back with consolidating and going back up to the upside. We'll have to see how that works. Spring, what's the word? What's the word? Spring agrees, baby. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got any thoughts on that? Just how I was kind of describing that, just smart money and retail money wise in the market right this second.
No, it definitely makes sense, especially what you're looking at the chart, and you see it right there. I mean, between the smart money indicator and then to where the candles are, it coincides with one another, and it also, going back, the smart money's buying up these low dips while they can.
Yep.
I like that chart I pulled up. The ETH whales are going to eat it up when they can,
Yeah.
and do so. And you could see, according to the chart, they're doing exactly that.
Yeah. And they're not waiting for their perfect points. They're waiting for lows. They don't need it to be exactly $1,700 to buy in. $1,850 is fine for them for the amount of money that they're buying in. They're still going to make a shit ton of money when the market goes back up to the upside. So another thing I wanted to show you guys, just so you guys can understand why I utilize some of the indicators I do together. So once again, we'll go back to when retail was holding up the market, right? This candle right here is where retail was holding the market. And actually, let me zoom it in so you guys can see a little bit better. All right, so where are we at? All right, right here, retail's holding up the market, right? Then, bam, this is where our smart money comes in, right? We got our God candle, money comes back into the market. Bam, what do we have right here that indicates that right with it? And I'll actually highlight that for you guys so you guys can see it a bit better. So, bam, we have a bullish cross with the blue line crossing over our orange, right as we have a God candle come in and smart money enter the market. So, buy signal, confirmation on my buy signal. So, really, what could have happened was because this candle didn't just instantly just whoop, you know what I mean? It didn't work out like that. So, it just pretty much as this smart money came into the market, we would have already been squeezing in on this. So normally I can tell a little bit beforehand with my indicators just because I'm so used to them and how they work. And I also would have saw this squeeze in and then these random spurts of smart money coming back into the market, and I probably would have bought around this bottom. So just looking at it, just because I'm a little bit more experienced with looking at these. But if you pay attention and you're like, okay, I'm waiting on my moment to get in, and you just want to be sure rather than being a degenerate like me sometimes, bam, your smart money indicator showing you got smart money in the market and an abundance of it coming in. Then bam, you have your perfect cross, a gorgeous spread with a lot of space in between this, which shows me that we're going to have a lot of momentum with this uptrend. And we did. So good signal, confirmation, bye-bye. You know what I mean? Bye-bye. Gotta buy that. So it just depends on what setup you work with. I also use stochastic to kind of confirm also on different time frames. But if you pay attention to stuff like that, this could be really useful just going forward in the future. You know what I mean? Just for you understanding where the chart can go, or you know what I mean, anything else. Like there's so many different variables in the market. Being able to understand when smart money's coming in, and then being able to also confirm that we're bullish on another indicator. You don't want to use just one indicator, you want to use multiple. So being able to confirm that, bam, you're golden right here. This to me, because you would have probably bought around like 2,400 or so, you know what I mean, and you would have gained from the top, you know what I mean, like an additional what, like $1,200. Like that's good, especially $1,200 per Ethereum you're buying. Like that's a nice return.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
sexy return.
Yes, it is.
But real quick, since we were talking about XRP and everybody thinks that this is going to be the golden savior of the world, we'll go over this and then we're going to dive into an article that my boy Grind has over here. So green line is what we're going to put as our initial support right now. This is where we need to hold to maintain this range of even going up and down in this range of $2, in between $2 to $3. If it breaks this point of what is it's $2 and about, let's say $2.10, because that's what it's really close to, about $2.10. If it breaks $2.10 and has enough downtrend momentum, we could definitely see this come a lot lower. I got a range around like $1.50, which is where I'm really seeing it possibly might bounce. It just depends on the momentum and the amount of maxis that kind of pull up to say, oh my God, another opportunity to buy XRP at $1.50. Let me go ahead and jump on it. So you might get some maxis to jump around here. And the true support where it has been built up just a little bit because they've had some transactions around that range is my yellow channel right here, which this range is, oh shit, I'm moving too far down. This range is really between $1.20 to about 95 cents. Let's say 95 cents or so. So that's my ultimate bottom range. The ultimate bottom range is only going to be met if Bitcoin does fail to actually consolidate and does break its core support that it's utilizing right now. Then I could definitely see this ignoring this range right here at 150 and coming down to that $1.20 to like 95 cent range. So that would be a hell of a collection range, just because unless the market just catastrophically nuked, this would be the perfect spot to buy into XRP. Like this is that's why I have it as a golden like area. And you'll find that out about me. I have a couple different cool ways of indicating these are specific areas for me to buy in. So most definitely want you guys to pay attention to that. But last one I'll tap into real quick is Sui. As you guys can see, all I've really paid attention to is how far this bitch went up from when it actually started to go up. I have done no zero charting on this at all, period. Week chart is looking sexy though. So we had a nice pullback, consolidation, pump, pullback, consolidation, and then we're pumping up again, pullback. And could this be our next consolidation range? We'll see. Another mock line we'll put up just from previous lines that we've not previous line, but previous areas that we've revisited for this one. So this would be our support for this. So we could possibly see Sui pull back to like $1.80 or so if it continues this downtrend, if it does not try to catch around this range. So I honestly think that this might, unless we get a pump, if we get a pump in the market, it could just break and smash right through this range right here. But this is going to be the current resistance that we're working with on Sui, which is $2.40 or so. And then the bottom will be at about $1.80. So it's either going to keep trying to push up, which it does not look like it's going to by the indicators. You do see a slight indication of smart money coming back into the project, as you saw it dissipate pretty quick, pull back up and pump, and then once again dissipate really quick, and then we're kind of seeing a little bit of smart money come in. So but as of right this second, retail is being big back Susie, trying to hold this bitch up. So that's what we get right this second. So we could see this pullback and then kind of consolidate in between this channel that we get right here. We won't know until we see what the rest of the market does and what direction we'll be heading into. Mondays can be a little bit misleading. Tuesday will really show us what's going on. Wednesday, everybody in the world will be knowledgeable of what direction we'll be heading for the rest of the week, I feel like. So we'll see, and we'll be streaming on those days too. But
how's Solana looking? Did you pull up Solana at all?
Hold on, let me see. Let me check on
I don't know if we touched on that one.
Our soul buddy. All right, so what are we looking at? All right, so we already know Soul randomly catastrophically sent from about $20. $20 was a consolidation range for a long time. Previous highs brought us up to about 250. So we pretty much got to that resistance, which we could toss a line right here just for representation purposes. So this is where we topped out at about 250, hit resistance. And as you can see from this previous range, we went up, bam, hit it again, stopped right here, which really should have been a support level for us, but it ended up being a resistance because this support level didn't hold, went back up, got up and above this $250 range, almost exactly at $300, and then pulled back. That price action, which was damning near.
Was that the Trump token?
What was this? January. So it looks like the Trump madness. So we had everybody buying into Solana to buy Trump, and then we had a significant sell-off of Solana directly after. And this is kind of where we're bottoming at. We got our best support around this range right here that we're at, around this $128 to like $130 range or so. It looks like it is trying its best to hold it, but it looks like we're getting a little bit of price rejection here. So, and the indicators are indicating that we could still possibly have some downtrend, and there is a horrible lack of smart money right now currently. So if you look at here, there's like nothing in there. It's just retail holding right now. So retail's holding on to their coattails, hopefully hoping that we push up from this range. But without smart money re-entering the market, it's going to be hard to do so. So this consolidation that should have happened around this range, which is a really strong support level, I feel like could end up us bouncing around this range, because this is our next strong support level around like $95 or so. So we could see Solana possibly heading under $100 if we don't maintain our bullish momentum that we've kind of picked up starting this Monday. So
yeah,
it's up in the air, man. So, man, and also just as a reminder, guys, we got about almost 60 people in the building, guys. If you guys can retweet, like, tell a friend to come pop out. Anybody who's overly opinionated, who is going to disagree with anything I say, please bring that ass here, boy. I need somebody to discuss some different things with me. I need somebody who has an opposite opinion of me. But I actually don't meet too many people who do. Most people actually think I have a similar concept of what may pan out in the market. But if you disagree, please chime in. I would love you for it. But other than that, man, I know we got Grind with an article up, man. What we got going on this side of the world?
So as we saw with Sol, there's no smart money coming in, but there could be. Why? Because Binance is accumulating Solana, and will it reflect on the charts when they do so? So starting from January 2025, the balance turned strongly to the positive side, rising sharply by March 2025. So this was a bullish accumulation signal since Binance started accumulating SOL again. So there's a good indication for SOL as the price increases prior to Binance accumulation. I mean that such accumulation can drive SOL to new highs if there's a continuation of the trend. So obviously there has to be some kind of catalyst, but like we said earlier, even with ETH, with the whales buying up ETH, smart money is buying up when retail is fearful.
Yeah. So, and they're strategically buying the bottom. Like they're buying enough not to pump the market, but to just accumulate large amounts and then allowing retail and other investors to sell off with fear. So with that happening, you have situations to where like you think that just because Solana has no smart money right this second, that just means that they're not going to push immediately right this second. But when you see no smart money in the market, like let's just say this was our like super bearish period from like 2022 when the volume started to really leave out of the market. We're actually 2021 really is when the volume was in the market, and then we started to dissipate around like December, January 2022. And then we had slight pumps, and then bam, there was a flat. This is the bear market right here. Zero. When I say zero smart money for a long time, like almost a full year, almost damn near almost 2 years. It feels like on Solana, no smart money, just a consolidation from hell. You know what I mean? Like that's basically what we were looking at. But let me see if I can show you on something that's a little bit more seasoned. Let's go Bitcoin. All right, so oops, shit. Let's expand this, shrink her down, and see. So when you have bearish periods of time, this was a bearish period. This was a bearish period. This is around the same time, and I told you that pretty much the entire market tanked. So this is why you don't really see a whole lot of volume in at this point. But what you do see is slight indicators of when volume comes in. So you see right here, the entire time was retail trying to attempt to hold during the entire bear market, just buying. So you see spurts of smart money coming into the market, right? So you see this dead period of time. The price 9 times out of 10 normally maintains around a certain range. It'll be maybe a few grand difference. It just teeter-totters and consolidates around a range with no smart money in the market. When the smart money starts to pop in the market, this is like your indicator, also confirming it with like MACD or stochastic or something like that. This is your indicator to be interested, to want to buy in. So for Solana in particular, I would be looking for a situation like this to where we have no smart money. It's not going to be a long time like this. This was a bear market. So this is a bad example to look for patterns with. But I would be looking for small spurts of smart money starting to enter the market if I just wanted to make a smart sound investment into Solana. So once you start seeing that smart money starts to kind of pop into the market, because look, even on a day chart, we're really lacking smart money, right? So eventually, in the same way smart money kind of gets maxed out, so does retail money. Retail's only got so much money, smart money is only going to put so much money. So retail is kind of getting to a point to where we're about to be essentially maxed out on retail money. So eventually you're going to start to see some red candles on shorter time frames for indication of smart money coming back into the market. Once you start to see those indicators of smart money coming back into the market, they'd be small, like red candles on the smart money indicator. Those are opportunities to me to kind of give you that signal like, hey, smart money is starting to more so look at this particular token. It seems like we might have a spurt of smart money coming in. Let me confirm on my other indicator. Bam, I confirm it. So that's when I make my purchase in, and that's where you actually make some money on tokens like Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and such like that. You're not trying to beat the smart money, or you're not trying to be smarter than the smart money. You're just trying to utilize the volatility that's inside of the market. Choose a good area to invest into while smart money is not in the market. Then when smart money comes back into the market, as you guys can see, they come back in a big way. So they come back small, and then they really start implementing value. So if there's a situation or a run up to where smart money starts to trickle in and then slowly start to get into the market, you have an opportunity to get in before that smart money, which most people don't have an opportunity to because they don't know how. And if you get in, look at the gains that are able to be made from actually investing before the smart money comes back into the market. So let's just say hypothetically, bam, you caught this wave. Let's see if I can get it up. I gotta move the chart a little bit. Shrinker. All right, so that would have been a gain of 1,431% if you would have paid attention to the fact that small spurts of volume started to come in around this range, and bam, you know what I mean? You invested your money, you rode the wave, you understood when smart money was coming out. That's a almost 1,500% gain. So
Jeez.
just wanted to throw that out there. I can never get my indicators this perfect. What do you mean? What do you mean by this work? I don't know what you mean. Explain, Sway. But yeah, so I just wanted to just to point that out. But I know you got something else put up. What we diving into over here.
I just wanted to point out, like, not only Binance is buying up, but Ghana. Hold on, it's lagging a little bit. There we go. President of Ghana backs Solana for fintech growth in Africa. So obviously we know Solana is on the cheap for them gas fees. So even Africa's, taking advantage of Solana's blockchain and the technology that they have to offer. So right here. It's highlighted. As Muhammad explained during the event, he commended Solana for implementing proof of history, which enables the network to handle thousands of transactions every second. The innovation provides Solana with strong competitive advantages for African fintech applications that deliver better integration and financial opportunities. So it's gonna better, it's benefiting another country.
Okay. Okay. So that's something that we definitely like to see. But what most people like to see, because most of us are in this for those micro caps or small caps, and a lot of people like to see what's going on with these, like in DeFi, smaller caps, and they like to see when the volume goes up on Bitcoin, Ethereum, the alts start moving, and the volume trickles and starts to accumulate in DeFi. So right now, we'll take our sponsor token right here as an example. This is not the case for everything else. It just really depends on the token itself. But this particular token, in the meantime, has solid holder base to where it's really not trying to go too much lower than where it's at right now. It's not trying to leave too much further from $1 million market cap, it looks like. And with the market kind of having bullish momentum in it right now, it's looking towards flipping back over what was previously a support that turned into a resistance right here at about what is that, about 94 $940,000 market cap, looks like. So this is where it's trying to consolidate and break at. As you can see, stochastic flip towards the upside. So it's trying to stop this downtrend. Consolidation has started around this range at about let's say about $900,000 market cap or so. So once we start to see this consolidation kind of going into play, more volume coming into the market, them releasing more bullish catalysts because they have way more coming. And then people understanding the ecosystem that in the meantime has just as a whole, this token does a lot better. I think more people are focusing more so on the chart than what's being developed for this token. And I think that's where a lot of people are lacking at as far as like savvy investor skills. You want to look towards the future and what the future can possibly bring for long-term investments. This is a long-term investment because it's not a hype token. They're not trying to overly hype you or overly sell you or force you to want to buy this token. They want to create enough value to where people understand that there is a value set to this token and to this brand, to where you understand what you're buying. You understand that you're pretty much investing into a startup company early and reap the benefits from being in this startup company early when the valuation is over $1 billion market cap. So this is more so what they're looking towards explaining, and I'm actually going to go over that in some of the spaces we have this week. We'll probably have a few spaces for in the meantime, just to get the people to understand what this token has to offer. I have reached out to the team and try to get them into the next space too. So we will probably have some team members to kind of chop it up with, ask some questions, and so have something similar to like a mock AMA. You know what I mean? It's not going to be an official AMA, but be able to ask some questions about different things that are going on. Ask about data from the mining and how they feel like that's going and what their opinion is on that. You know what I mean? Just kind of see what the utilization is for the TikTok swap and see if we're still grossing, you know what I mean, $1 million a week through that, or what the volume's looking like on that. Because all of those, not all of those fees, but a portion of those fees go back towards like buybacks and such like that. So there might be some of those upticks that you see in the chart, which is also supply disappearing from this token also. So we're getting close to consolidating and just slowly going into where we're going to have a supply shock for this token. So gotta definitely pay attention to this one. This is something that we'll be highlighting on a daily basis so that you guys can understand that this is an early opportunity to get on this token, man. I don't get attached to tokens very easily. I honestly, I'm a trader. I don't get attached to too much anything, to be honest. I'm in this space to accumulate and make money. I'm also on YouTube, Twitter, and stuff like that to help other people accumulate and make money. So that's like my mindset. So when I actually get long-term tokens and get set on them, I'm here for a reason. So let me
I like in the meantime, I like that tap to earn game that they offer. You don't even have to put any kind of capital into it if you don't want to, or you could try it out first and tap away, similar to the hamster tap game, but on a different on a different level.
Yeah. Then there was this beautiful what the fuck that kind of happened on the side of the Saitama Wolfpack. So most people already know that Saitama was a token that previously did really, really well, multiple $1 billion market cap token. But turned out that majority of the situations that were going on were a scam inside of it. So it was more so the community that propelled that token and kind of brought things to flourish in there. So it looks like they're slightly breaking out there, man. And they've been trying to push inside of the space, man. They have not given up. So that's one thing that I would definitely give this particular Saitama community. They have not given up. They're looking towards the future. They're understanding what they did previously, which was hold and secured the floor and get more and more investors to come in. And it looks like they're trying to adapt to that model again. So we'll keep an eye on this one just because this one is like this used to be home base right here. You know what I mean? So started off doing Saitama content and it's just interesting to kind of see it progress. There's been so many different tokens that came from just community members or people trying to revitalize the Saitama community just because of how like powerful that community was and the results that community got with the strategic buys from whales and the support from whales, the other just retail buyers that really wanted to be a part of the community. Like this token well, the original token literally I feel like made history. So that's why the narrative of this one will probably ring for a little bit, but it is going to take some hard working and some more whales like this to want to actually buy into it. I think this particular whale looks to have bought almost about 10 grand or so just throughout the day. So that's what kind of pushed the price action up. But it is nice to see, you know what I mean? After an extended consolidation period on tokens, it's nice to see just a little bit of a pump most days. As you can see, this was going into a downtrend, consolidated, and then we just got that pump. A little bit of volume here, way more volume here. Bam, smacks the resistance level. So at this point, they'll see if they're going to continue upward or if this resistance level kind of pushes them back. They consolidate around this range and then try to push towards the upside again. So we shall see. But DeFi is always interesting to watch. Let me see. Oh, even Brett had a little push. Let's see. You got to put Brett
Yeah,
on like
they have a strong community.
yeah, you got to hit Brett with the weak chart to really get an understanding. So this is around the range. So it looks like it's trying to claim this as a local bottom. So if that is the case and it consolidates around this range and gets some volume trying to push up, this could be a bullish buying area right here for Brett. Oh yeah. Also, please take none of this as financial advice. This is just a random guy on YouTube talking to you guys. That's been in the space for an extended period of time. That's it. Trump token, another one that looks like it's hitting a local bottom, man. I know they probably don't want this joker to go down too far. It looks like this is where we're going to stop and consolidate at. So maybe another bullish buying area for Trump. We'll tap back in to see. Also, I don't want to just call it out as a bullish buying area and then it just fucking tanks and then I don't say anything about it. So we'll definitely pay attention to it. But there's a few different tokens that I've been paying attention to. Pepe with the nice pump, $3 billion market cap with no chart. Okay. I'm just like, whoa, where's the damn chart at? So once again, looks like we may have reached a bullish bottom. So this, I don't know, man. A lot of things are looking like they're at their bottoms right now. That's usually a telltale of just the market kind of settling in. So I don't know, Grind.
Yeah.
Especially if Bitcoin remains bullish and all of these other main like meme tokens remain like bullish, all of the alts are looking bullish right this second. It would have to continue throughout this week though for us to really maintain and hold it.
Yeah, Pepe's got Got a great community though. They're strong. I see them all over X, even in this market. Yeah, I was gonna say Pengu. See if you could pull that up. I saw Baby Fat ask.
Mm-hmm. All right. So everybody was hot on this one, man. This came out, man. This was hotter than the damn plushies, and the damn plushies sold out pretty damn quick. So this one, let's pull this joker up. Let's see. This had a nice lunch. I'll definitely say that. Nice lunch. Uptrended for a bit. And from that uptrend, we hit a nice downtrend. And it looks like we may have another victim of Trump. Because it looks to be around January is when the significant pulled back. So I wonder why that happened. Wink, wink.
Mm-hmm.
But so I had a nice pullback, tried to maintain around this range and continued to pull back. So Trump token caused with the liquidity drain, it caused a lot of pullbacks on tokens. Tried to maintain around this range, couldn't hold it, large sell off, and then this has pretty much been just selling off and hasn't really found a range to consolidate at until recently, like maybe the last 4 or 5 days is when it actually found a range to like consolidate at. And you can kind of see that there. So went underneath it, retested, and now it's using this as a support level. With it using this as a support level right this second, it looks like it's trying to move towards the upside. How much volume do we got today? We got $4.5 million in volume. So this some bitch is moving like a blue chip. So it's definitely got the volume present to be significant, which is actually interesting to see it still kind of doing this type of volume. We'll see how this is in the next 30 days, just because I think that's how long it took for ApeCoin to stop trending as hard as it was trending. I don't know if anybody remembers ApeCoin's launch and launching on every exchange on the same day and doing hundreds of millions of dollars in volume. So that kept up in the millions for a little bit shortly after, and then the demand for it kind of slowed down. But Pudgy Penguins may have paid attention to that and adapted. So we'll see. But as of right this second, this is also looking like it could possibly be at a local bottom. It depends on if we have any massive sell-offs, though.
Yeah, you got to wonder if more people are holding their free airdrops too. You know what I mean? So like I see Baby Fat comment in here, you know, that she thinks the airdrops may have hurt the chart. It could have been another catalyst as well, because you know, anytime you give free tokens away, you know,
Yeah, same thing happened with ApeCoin.
Yeah, most of the time they're gonna come right back onto that chart.
Yeah, but with ApeCoin, they gave out millions of dollars of that damn token. Like millions of dollars of that token. Like people were getting like $50,000 to $100,000 of tokens, depending on how many assets you held. Like that was the craziest like transfer of wealth just for holding an asset that you possibly could have bought for 0.1 or 0.08 and just got thousands of dollars for that. Like that was just nuts to see. Like literally just nuts. Just go claim it, and you just got 100,000, 200,000. Some people got a few million just from airdrops.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the volume of people buying it just because it was Bored Ape token and they expected it to do well, then people not understanding that there was an airdrop attached to it, which drained some of the liquidity. So they were buying against the airdrop sellers, which kind of made it maintain in the area for a little bit, and then it just like tanked. So yeah, because I think apes right now around like a buck or two or something, right? If I type in ape, every coin in the world is going to come up. Matter of fact, I got ApeCoin on here. Oh, that I probably deleted it. Damn it. All right, let's see. Oh, it's at 54 cents. And keep in mind where this token came from. From like $30 a token to 54 cents.
Wow.
So just to give you an example, this one's a bit different. I feel like just because price point is different, I don't think we see that damn high. But I think the high on this was what, almost 5 cents. But right now, as you can see from the volume push, it's looking really good today. So yeah, this could possibly be the bottom for Pingu also. How far will it push? I don't know. I know we have a tough resistance level to get past at about 2.5 cents. So, but also let's keep in mind that 2.5 cents is also what? Let's see from right here, 250% gain. So not bad. Can't be mad at a 250% gain.
No. Nope.
Not at all. So let me see. I think that's about all I had in DeFi. Unless you guys want me to pull up any additional charts, man. If you guys had a chart that you want me to pull up, man, drop it in the chat. I'll look at it within these last few minutes, and then we'll wrap her up. And I know you got an article pulled up. Let's see what we got going here.
I think I saw something about Flame. I don't know what that is. I've never even heard of it. Have you?
I'll look it up while we got this going.
Okay. So I know you're a gamer, and I came across this one, which I thought was pretty neat because Sega Genesis, Sonic the Hedgehog, Sega, yeah, that one, the game franchise is maybe coming to Sui blockchain. They have interest. So, gaming giant Sega, the firm behind Sonic the Hedgehog, previously indicated that it would explore the blockchain gaming space by licensing IP, but they're not going to be bringing Sonic. They're budding industry during the experimental phase. They filed the trademark application for Code of Jokers, so fueling speculation among fans. I know Sui they don't get talked about much about their gaming ecosystem, but they got some other things in the works and down the pipeline. So I know you're big into gaming, and I know you kind of haven't dove into Sui fully yet, but and immersed yourself into it. But this is pretty bullish for me.
Yeah, definitely. Anything gaming wise, especially with Sega. Sega hasn't really done too much of anything recently, so for them to choose Sui to kind of to jump into is crazy and interesting. So I want to see how that pans out, especially if they can pull off some type of Sonic like game. Those have been addicting for I don't know how long, so they could definitely disturb the market with that one. I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely, and possibly bring more Web 2 normies into Web 3.
Yeah, I can see a large market disruption from that, which usually draws a lot of liquidity over to that particular blockchain. So that's definitely something to look out to, man. They can do that, and a catalyst like that can send them to shit at least like $5, $6 or so.
Yeah, I see him. I see him going. I mean, just that alone, yeah. But they, like I said, they have other things down the pipeline that I've been kind of digging up, and I could definitely see a maybe a $9-10 Sui in
Oh,
the
that's bullish.
heat of the bull run.
Yeah, I think at that point they'll be getting close to flipping BNB if they get that high. If BNB doesn't continue to just keep moving up like a juggernaut.
Yeah, BNB's on fire right now.
All right. But here's Flame. I think this is the Flame. I also think somebody may have blew this shit out if this is the right one. Somebody may have blown this Flame out here. Like, is this the one?
I'm not sure.
I don't know why my allergies just randomly kicked in. But I feel like Ebenezer sneezing right now. But I don't know if this is the one. This is I don't even know what to call this one. It's got $500 in value. So yeah.
GFM. Let me see. Yes, that's the one.
Golly.
Yeah.
That literally looks just like Jordan, just you know what I mean? Just a good dunk. Yeah, that looked bad. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what's going on over there. Don't get me wrong. I don't have no flamers. I don't know what you guys call yourselves over there, but coming over here bashing me. This just looks bad. I'm pretty sure that they know it looks bad though. Yeah, this is not great.
Yeah, they probably took the blowtorch to that thing.
Yeah, it came out in January, so yeah, I don't know about that one. And my allergies are stopping me from expressing myself the way I would like to. I have way more to say about this chart, but but yeah, I'm like literally like crying almost. But yeah, I think that's a good way to wrap it up. Crying at this chart. So I appreciate everybody for coming out, man. If you guys have not already, hit the like button, retweet, all that good stuff, man. It is greatly appreciated. Helps more people get into the stream. Hopefully we get it more interactive, stuff like that. So we'd like to bring you guys more content that you guys enjoy. If you guys just joined in or are watching this on repeat, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the stream or anything we can improve on. Other than that, I am going to end this and go blow my damn nose because what the hell just happened? Like I literally just was talking and it's out of nowhere. But anything you want to say before we get out of here, Grant?
Nah, I appreciate everybody coming through. Thanks for having me again. Always a pleasure. I love breaking down the market and, diving in, checking out all areas, DeFi, blue chips, all that good stuff. So I'll catch you all on the next one. And again, if you're out there partaking in the festives, y'all stay safe.
Most definitely, man. So, all right, man. That will end it. We'll see you guys next time.